Hi, I'm Axelle Carolyn, and this is Trailers from Hell. I'm here to talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a movie that's very close to my heart. I saw it for the first time when I was a teenager, and at the time I lived in Europe, and movies didn't come out at the same time as in the US. And for a film that had Christmas in the title, we had a whole year between the moment that it came out in the US and the moment it came out in Europe. So by the time it came out where I lived, I'd already read the entire making-of book. I had the soundtrack, I knew the songs by heart. This movie just really spoke to my heart a year before I'd even seen it. So when I saw it, and I was just standing in the back of the theater because it was completely packed, and I just remember having this big goofy smile on my face and thinking, this is everything I've been dreaming of for a year. So this is The Nightmare Before Christmas. So The Nightmare Before Christmas was originally based on a poem that Tim Burton wrote when he was an animator at Disney Studios back in the early 80s. And it's very interesting that this only came out 15 years after he wrote it, because it seems to strike at a time when his career was really changing, and this film talks about rediscovering yourself and reinventing yourself and finding enthusiasm for what you do, which is exactly what it seems happened at the time. There seems to me to be a big difference between the youthful energy of his films before Nightmare Before Christmas and the more mature films that he's made afterwards, like Ed Wood. And Danny Elfman, who composed the music and sings the voice of Jack here, also talked about how significant this was for him, because he was just leaving Oingo Boingo and finding a new meaning to his career. So this is very personal for both of them, which is interesting because Tim Burton actually did not direct this, as we know. It's Henry Selik who did it. One of the reasons for that was that Burton was actually in post-production on Batman Returns at the time, and also in pre-production on Ed Wood, so he was just supervising a few days a week on Nightmare Before Christmas. And also, he's not, although he was trained as an animator, he was not an animation director, and this is extremely time-consuming. The film took 3 years to make. It's 110,000 frames that needed to be animated one by one. The character of Jack Skellington also appears in another one of Henry Selik's films, which is James and the Giant Peach, and I hear that it's also in Coraline, but I admit that I've never managed to spot it. But Jack is one of those enduring characters that everybody can relate to and makes this movie so special and so dear to everybody's heart.